Hello my friends, welcome to my world of programming. My name is Tumitladi, and according to our agenda, we're still busy with this series. It's a mini series on both the ASP.NET Core MVC and ASP.NET Core Web API, where we are talking about the trials and subscription feature, the one that I came up with, right? I've already looked at data part 1, part 2, part 3, and now we're going to focus on part 4, which is new user account. So before you continue, I'm gonna highly recommend that you check this private YouTube channel of mine. I know you definitely find it helpful. Other videos, I have done a lot of videos. There's more videos that are short, simple, straight to the point, right? This shows you that if you wanna learn programming, what is it that you're gonna be exposed to, right? Good. Me tutoring you. So what I've done for the new user account, so this is the MVC project and this is the Web API project. I'm gonna need both of them, but I'm gonna focus primarily on MVC. I've used the temp mail to register a new account using this email address, and let's go to login. Let's copy this email address, and there we go. And this will be the password, right? Good. Before I click login, so I've already went ahead and dealt with some basic stuff like registering, sending an email confirmation, validating, all of that. So it's good to go. Just know that it's good to go. Right. So now, when I click login in Visual Studio, I've already set a breakpoint, and then because I'm running two projects simultaneously, it should move from MVC to Web API. So let's see that in action, right? So let me click login. Let's give it a couple of seconds. So this is me trying to log in with a new account created, and you see breakpoint, it's been hit, right? So here's the thing, we are checking the model state if it's valid. Did we supply that which is needed? And it is valid. So now it's on line number 92, and we covered this in part number 2, right? What goes on line number 92. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip that, and then I'm just gonna come back here. So this is the guy that will talk to our web API, right? So I'm just gonna hit that, and here, let's see, the response is currently now. So if I check, you see what it did? Now the breakpoint is on which project? The project is the web API, right? So the request came through, and that's what we want, right? And as you can see, it skipped the check that says, is the API key supplied the same as the one that, you know, it's known. So yes, it is, right? If it wasn't, it was going to say you're not authorized to access. So now we're going to check what? Check it trials V1. So where do these guys come from? I'm glad you asked the question. So let's do this. I have the services, and under V1, I have a folder called identity and login, and I have the interface. The interface has this, or these are all the methods, by the way, right? So, and this is a best practice, right? So it's an asynchronous project, asynchronous method, right? That says check trials V1, right? And then I'm just gonna go quickly to the implementation of it. Now the implementation, I have a global variables. I'm not gonna get into it. All I care about is that one method that we need to work on, which is this one. Check trials. So this is a method that we should jump into next. So let's see that. Let's go back to the controller and let's continue to debug. There we go. You see we jumped because here's a breakpoint. So this is where we are. Now, what is it that we're gonna be looking at here? Remember, this is why the feature is very important. This feature, it says we're gonna use the login. Anyone who attempts to log in, whether the credentials are okay or not, is going to be a way for us to check other people's state of trials and the state of subscription. Whether or not the credentials are correct, it doesn't matter. Right, so let's see. Now I'm giving you the insights on my system and check what I've built here. This method alone. So this one checks the trials. So the first line, val trials list, I'm gonna get all the trials from the table called the trials in a database, right? So where we're gonna check, there's a condition. We're gonna check all of them that whose status is active, right? Good, and then we're gonna get that as a list. So let's see what we get. So I'm just gonna get out of this one. Step over, well, step out. Good. So how many items? So let's see. Items is 0. So that means what it says is there's no trial. There are many trials in there, but their status is false. So what it did say is that it's 0. So we're not going to use this. We're not going to get inside. So check this. It's going to skip the if and we're out. There we go. So now we're going to go to the second part, which is check the subscriptions. You're done with the trials. Now we are checking the subscriptions. So still, it went to, we have a check trials and now we have a check subscriptions. And their implementation, therefore, is going to be, we are done with this one. And here it is, check subscription. So it's going to do the same thing to say database, look for a table called subscriptions. Here we need you to check all the records whose value for active is true. We want you to include all the users linked to the subscriptions, give it to us as a list. So let's check. There we go. So let me set a breakpoint here so that it jumps over. So how many items did we find? We found 3. You see, out of all, I'm not going to show you how many, but we found 3. So let me just show you with the 1. So this is one of them. Well, let me show you with this one. So this one, the user is Jonas. It was created, let's see, let's read it. Today being what? 18th of October. So this one was created on the 11th of October, 7:52 a.m., right? And then the status is active, yes. It's going to end when, this is by the way 10 days trial. So it's going to end on the 21st and today is the 18th. It's going to end on the 21st of October 2023 at 7:52 a.m., right? It's one of them. So what I'm going to do is, let's just use one of the records. All right, so now what I'm doing is, this obviously is greater than 0, so we are getting inside. So check what I'm doing. I'm getting the current date time. So I want to stop here. I want to skip this so I can get here. So I have a couple of things. In fact, let me bring this window. Stay with me. So here I went to get the current date, which is here it is. It's the 18th of October, right? I went to get the hour, and the hour it's 9. Here's the time, it's 9:21. The minute indeed is 21, right? And I check if var is subscription edited, which is 0. And now I'm gonna loop those 3 items, right? I'm gonna loop. Then the first one I'm gonna check is the current date greater than the date of that one particular user, which is 18 greater than 13. Let's see. And is 18 not 13? So let's see what it gives us. So which is this guy, it's greater but it's not. So that means we're gonna skip that part 1, which is the date. Now we're gonna check, is 18 the same as this one? So let's see. No, it's not. So it's gonna skip that one, right? So it's gonna keep on doing this. It's gonna check. I'll tell you when it gets inside. There we go. And then it finished. It says it's gonna return okay, process done. So I want to fire this guy. And then as I do fire it, we're gonna check certain things. And now the user has just logged in, of which this was the end goal, right? And then that's it. Now the user is logged in with the credentials, but we had to go through the process of checking the trials and the process of checking their subscriptions. Does it make sense? Right? So this is a feature that I created that helps me to check if what are those pending trials or subscriptions whom the time it's over. We check by the date, we check by the current hour, and we check by the current minute. It's a very powerful algorithm. I can teach you all of this for 25 Rand per session. That session is going to be an hour long on Microsoft Teams, any day from Monday to Friday. You tell me the time, I'll look at the schedule and I'll reply therefore. I'm going to leave my numbers, and please tell everybody about it. Thank you.